those visuals that came in of how brazenly two Hindu temples were attacked in Canada by these pro-Khalistani terrorists, attacking temples in Brampton, in Surrey, as pictures that have been coming in of this red line that has now been caused by them. Even when it comes to the Khalistani extremists, the terrorists attacking devotees in Canada's Hindu Sabha temple, this was a violent attack that has now taken place by Khalistani extremists on Hindu Canadian devotees in Brampton, revealing the severity of Khalistani extremism in Canada. Pradeep, this is open, this is brazenness, and this is a line that has now been crossed. Is this freedom of speech and expression? We're just getting connected with Pradeep right now. As far as those pictures that has now been coming in, of course, Justin Trudeau has given a temporary condemnation statement, but this incident, which is now prompted widespread condemnation coming in from various political leaders as well, who have spoken out against the attack, especially when it comes to the acts of violence at the Hindu Sabha Mandir in Brampton, are completely unacceptable. Let me go across to Pradeep now. Pradeep, brazenness of a line being crossed openly, how Hindu temples are being attacked, and a token condemnation being given by Justin Trudeau.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is shocking but not surprising. Everybody knew that this is going to happen because of the way Justin Trudeau had been encouraging and emboldening this element by siding with those Khalistani terrorists, and in fact, instead of trying to blame India, the country that had been presenting dossier against all those Khalistani elements and how they had been trying to target India and also trying to hit Indians on the Canadian soil. But he did not act, and today also it's again a token condemnation coming from his side that everybody has a right to observe their faith in Canada. But no action so far has been initiated against any of those Khalistani terrorists. Look at these visuals. You can see initially these Khalistani extremist element, they had been protesting outside the temple, and Hindus were peacefully celebrating inside, and they were inside the temple. All of a sudden you can see they were holding those Khalistani flags. Then with the sticks they entered inside the temple. They start hitting devotees with the sticks, and even after that no action is being initiated. That's one of the reasons that one of the Canadian MP Chandra Arya said. The reason is that the Khalistanis had been able to infiltrate into the law enforcement agencies in Canada. This is one of the reasons that no action is being initiated against them. Everybody knew that Hardeep Singh Nijjar was a terrorist. That's why he was on a no-fly list. The person was, his accounts had been frozen. But see what exactly the stand that has been taken by the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Instead, he started Government of India, blaming Government of India for targeting the terrorist and leading to the death of that man. Everybody knew that how Gurpatwant Singh Pannu is threatening Indian diplomats, but no action is initiated against all those people. It will not be wrong if we say that Canada has become another Pakistan. The way the terrorists are enjoying the safe refuge in Pakistan, the same way the terrorists are being harbored here in Canada too, and they are aiding them, abetting them. No action is being initiated. Reason is that once Justin Trudeau is only looking at vote bank politics. Elections are around the corner. He feels that by keeping these Khalistani elements in good humor, he'll be getting extra votes. But he's not realizing that it's like feeding the snakes in your backyard. And if you're feeding the snakes in your backyard, you think that it's only going to bite a neighbor or somebody else. It can even bite you too. I think this is high time for Justin Trudeau and the people in Canada really.
Well, of course, token condemnation that has also been given by the Canadian Prime Minister. But what about the action there where none seem to be taken as far as RP Singh ji is also with us on the phone line. We also have Shinjor joining us on the broadcast. आरपी सिंह जी, ये तो हद ही पार हो गई सर। एक एक करके अगर आप मंदिर के अंदर घुसकर वहां पे भक्तों के ऊपर हमला करेंगे, उन्हें मारेंगे, उनके ऊपर लाठियों उनके ऊपर बरसाएंगे, आखिरकार कनाडा की तरफ से बस एक टोकन कंडेमनेशन दे दिया जाता है।
This clearly shows that the snakes which they have kept in the backyard have started biting the people there itself. I mean, we have been telling it again and again that if you have snakes in your backyard, they will start biting you also. And that's happening today. इनको समझ में आना चाहिए, ये जिन लोगों को अपने आप पाल रहे हैं वो कोई इनके हक के नहीं है, इनके समाज के लिए, इनके सोसाइटी के लिए, इनके सिटीजन के लिए कोई हक के लोग नहीं है। वो ऐसे लोग हैं जो कि आज या कल या जब भी उनको मौका लगेगा वह वहां पर भी सब वह करेंगे जो ये भारत में करना चाहते हैं। Since they can't do anything in India, so they have started doing the same in Canada now. And then this is so highly condemnable that Canadian government is still silent, and then I seriously doubt whether they will take action against such element who has ransacked the temple and done this rioting in the temple.
Well, unfortunately, sir, Canadian authorities इसे freedom of expression कहती है. धन्यवाद आपका सर हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए. Srinjoy, this is getting out of hand. When it comes to the recent attack, that is adding to a string of similar incidents that have been documented in recent years, which underscores distressing trend, especially when it comes to religious intolerance.
Well, it started getting out of hand 40 years ago. This was when two Canadians, Khalistanis, they put a bomb in an Air India plane. Now people forget that. What action happened then? So far, we haven't seen enough justice. There are about 400 people who died in that bomb explosion inside a plane, an Air India jumbo jet, a Kanishka. What happened? Absolutely nothing. So it's 40 years. Every time a Canadian Prime Minister came, and India would say that, look here, this is the problem. Can you deal with these Khalistanis? The answer is no, we can't do it because of these reasons. Or we are trying our best. But when you try and fail, you still fail. And that is precisely the price we are paying for it. Now, it's that 85 was when the Air India jet Kanishka went down. That is 1985. It is 2024. And even today, we are talking about Khalistanis. We are talking about attacks on temples. This has become a regular occurrence. And one reason is that the Canadian government, the current Canadian government, has failed to deal with this entire problem. Whether it's vote bank politics, whether it's surely a lack of will, we do not know. But at the end of it, you've seen the pictures, you've seen photographs of the attack, you've seen the video of the attack. What can the Canadian government do? Will they arrest people? Will they put people in jail? We don't know.
Well, that's the point, because as Pradeep was also pointing out, mainly we have seen, as far as the attacks are concerned or these vandalism incidents are concerned, they happened on the outside, Pradeep. Now we are looking at pictures of their daring and their audacity to enter our temple and to hit the devotees and to attack the devotees.
See, that's really unfortunate, because often Justin Trudeau keeps on talking about freedom of expression. Is this the freedom of expression that you're not allowing other people to follow their faith? And this is the rising intolerance against the
Pradeep, just interrupting you. Pandit Roopnath Sharma ji हमारे साथ फोन लाइन पे जुड़ गए हैं. सर नमस्कार. क्या कहेंगे जो तस्वीरें आ रही है सर कनाडा से हमले पर हिंदू? All right, we're just trying to get and reconnect in line and get as many reactions as possible. Yes, Pradeep, please continue talking to us. Yet another attack, as you were pointing out.
Yes, the intolerance against the Hindus is increasing, because we are, especially in the Western world, right from Australia, even in London, Brampton, now these incidents are being repeated. Reason is that these Khalistani terrorists and Islamist radical elements, they are continuously spreading their tentacles, and no action is being initiated, because there is a nexus between the left liberals, Islamists, jihadists and now Khalistani terrorists. This lethal combination is really a dangerous thing, and this is not really going to be good for any part of the world. Unfortunately, what's happening in Canada is that Justin Trudeau is trying to project villains as victims, like Hardeep Singh Nijjar, as if he was the Messiah of peace who died there outside Gurdwara Sahib. And then they are trying to project victims as a villain. And here in this case, victims are the Hindu community members. See how the Khalistanis, they are entering inside Gurdwara, in the temple, and with the lathis, they are trying to hit out the Hindu devotees. What has been their fault? One of the most tolerant community, one of the most peaceful community that is contributing in the development and peace in the region. And they have never ever been involved in any kind of a violence-related incident. So you can't just stop them from following their faith. And if they are just praying inside the temple, nobody has a right to enter inside. But unfortunately, not a single person has so far been arrested, except for the...
Well, under this garb of freedom of expression, Khalistani terrorists are getting a free pass in Canada. In addition to the Canadian political apparatus, Khalistanis who have also effectively infiltrated into the law enforcement agencies of Canada. Unfortunately, that is the truth that Justin Trudeau needs to see. Thank you very much, Srinjoy and Pradeep, for joining in. We head into a very short break. The morning news continues on the